Very good morning to you. It's Gene from maverickstar Observatory. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated here, guys. I'll get to that point a little bit later on, but you know what I'm thinking to myself? Should we even bother trying to warn anybody else about what is going on? And do they deserve to hear it in any case? I'll tell you why I'm frustrated. It's because we've got a dedicated website with a lot of scientific equipment. We use the scientific approach, which is gathering the data via the equipment that we've got, so we're not just like a lot of other YouTubers out there, you know, just reading articles and presenting their facts that they've probably cherry-picked in any case to drive whatever narrative they have, which in my view is no better than what the governments do with us. You know, they choose a narrative and they target it using propaganda, using lies. It's the exact same thing. What we do here at this observatory is completely opposite to what a lot of people are doing on YouTube. We have an observatory. We have, you know, a lot of money's worth of equipment, and we also have a lot of people taking complete advantage of that, and it's frustrating. 15,000 people a week will come onto the website, and they do it every week. We've got a calculator that looks at the people that come back regularly, and also people that are new to the channel that have never visited it before, and we look at those algorithms and we can see that there is plenty of traffic coming there, but out of those 15,000 people, one or two will make a small contribution to the work that goes on. And you think to yourself, should we even be providing the information for these people? I mean, we are well out our depth, with 98% of the world's population believing now, you know, what the United Nations are saying. And just read the highlighted area that I've copied out of that paragraph. Since the 1800s, human activity has been the main driver of climate, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal and oil and gas. I want to show you two charts and see if you can spot what they've said here from the time that they've given in this. Here are those two charts, and if you click on any video on YouTube that is talking about climate change in the title, just go to the Wikipedia tab, click on that, and then it's going to take you to the website. If you look on the right hand side of Wikipedia, it's going to show you the left hand chart. It's not going to show you very likely the right hand chart. And the reason for that is they've clearly cherry-picked the data, and you can see there is two vertical red lines on both the one on the left chart and the right chart, showing you the time from that date, and you can see why they chose from the 1800s now, can't you? It's because there has been a clear acceleration in temperature from that point on. But what they're not going to bring your attention to is what's on the right hand chart. And if you look at the centre of the chart, you'll see the medieval warm period, and that is the information which the United Nations are going to omit from all of their data. They will not talk about that period. And it is the same for all the other charts that I've been presenting over the last week. They won't talk about previous interglacial and glacial cycles, and they won't talk about it is because they can't say that man caused the previous interglacial cycles over the last 400,000 years, yet there has been 5. This point in time is not the hottest temperature that we've ever recorded in the Earth's history. It has been a lot warmer than this. CO2 levels as a result of that warm climate have driven up, because, like I said, the ocean will degas CO2 if it slightly gets warmer. If it gets cooler, it will start to absorb the CO2. But the only point is if we're sitting right now at 420 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere, it is going to take the next 100,000 years for it to clear just 100 parts per million. I've presented this evidence clear as daylight to you people. But that doesn't mean that we're not facing a clear catastrophe in the coming future. And I don't know when that will be. I can't say it'll be next year. It could be. I mean, just look at the rebound we've had in ice in the last 12 months. 2 million square kilometres. But I can't say to you guys, you know, at this point, it's going to be next year. It's going to be a couple of years. I'm just telling you now that according to the data and the trends, it says it's overdue. Clear as that. And we are struggling at the moment to convince people of what is being said by governments all around the world. It doesn't make any sense. It seems to me like they have clearly picked, the cherry of the data to prove their point, and anyone else that argues about it now gets penalised. We really, really need to start working together. If people feel already that this is a lost cause, then it is that exactly. Because if you give up before you've started, then you're wasting your time. You know what will be inevitable will be you giving up at some point. You have to have a bit more of a positive nature, and you have to learn, and trust me, it's in your religious books, whatever religion you come from, it will be in there that you work together and resolve your problems together, because there is no way of resolving problems on your own. If you go out for yourself, then you will be at some point faced with the same criteria of what another 2 billion people will be on this planet, and you will not survive. If you think you can do this on your own, you're delusional. You need a little support group, you need other like-minded people, and that's the only way you're going to pull through it. Otherwise, you will wake up one day with glaciers around you, or snow and ice for prolonged periods of time. You'll be in a city that has had the electric cut off, and there is no government coming to help and support you, and you will be on your own. And after 2 weeks of being on your own, you'll have no food, you're prepared to kill for it, especially if you've got children. You're going to let them sit there and die and starve to death. You're going to do whatever it takes naturally for you to get food for them. And at that point, you'll very likely set yourself up ready to kill somebody for it. And it will be at that point in time when you are walking round, wherever it will be, in a time where there are people literally acting and behaving like zombies and cannibals. Our governments seem hell-bent on taking us down a road and making people focus so much attention on something that isn't a real issue here. We are going back into a glacial period, and this Earth, without a doubt, even proven and portrayed by all the other organisations, this Earth is going through a magnetic pole reversal. I tell you now, this is the worst time to bail out on the observatory. More people need to step up and support what we're doing here. We're just trying to help everybody else. We're not making millions of pounds out of this, by the way. This has run up a £10,000 deficit at my end. We're not making millions of pounds here. We can't even afford to pay another person to come help relieve some of the work we do here at the observatory. That's how bad things really are. And for the last year, I've been trying to convince people to see, what's going on, how much more we need to do. Like I say, you won't find another YouTube channel on the internet that has equipment in other countries monitoring some of the events that are more important to us than this hoax of CO2, man-made global climate change, etc., etc. We need to spin this situation round. We need some support here, and we can keep delivering the truth. It's as simple as that. Or you bail out on us, and we'll have to choose a more commercial means of supporting the observatory in January. It's as simple as that. I've invested 10 years into this, a lot of my money, and I have to keep putting up with some of the comments in these comment sections where we got delusional delinquents coming here, saying you're begging for money. We provide a service, this is the way I see it, and it's a valuable service, especially at a time when the world governments are telling people that there is more attention needed and required on CO2, when they should be telling the people that there is more attention required for the point at which time we are actually in right now, and that is magnetic pole reversal, possible collapse of the magnetosphere, and a coming glacial period which the infrastructure is not set up to deal with. Simple and clearly as that. Guys, I'm hoping, that some of you realise the value of this observatory today and actually make that little bit of an effort to support what we're doing here. Where else is a beacon of light and truth coming from at this point in time? When you switch the radio on, you hear the propaganda. You switch the news on, you hear the propaganda. And then the only alternative is to go and watch people on YouTube to possibly find, a small observatory like ours actually doing the scientific work and giving the people that information based on those results. Makes me laugh. People that talk about CO2 don't even own a CO2 atmospheric monitor. People that talk about cosmic rays don't even have a muon detector or a magnetometer. Talk about the magnetosphere, don't even have magnetometers. Talk about magnetic poles, don't even have trimags. And when you look at how many people that subscribe to these people, it makes you sick. Clear as that. There's a link down there if you want to help support us. I truly hope that we have, started to get it through to some people's heads that what we're doing is well worth it and would be a detriment to all of us if we lost it. It's as simple as this. The link's there. Guys, as always, take care of your loved ones. I'll say what I usually do. Bye for now.